Hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. It is Sunday, November 22nd, 2020, and it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, I am here every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I usually log on a little bit earlier. I'm winded. I'm just kidding. I was like running up to get my water, and so that's what I drink every night. Is I actually like warm water. So exciting, right? So, as always, all readings and divinations are for the purposes of entertainment only, as in accordance with the law, those things called fortune teller laws. I am not a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. I don't know if any of you got to listen to the show I did with Tony. That was fun. And that I should connect the link, but that is up for Cosmic Tuesdays on Spreaker.com. That is up. The archive should be up. I'm just adding. Hello, everybody. KK. Hang on. Let me just add a couple more to the list. Tracy, TRACI. Starry Sky. Do you have Sandra on your list yet? Yeah, okay. And Allie are on the list. Why am I reacting to the most iron B complex vitamins? Seeing it, Dr. Soon. Thank you for clarifying that. Why are you reacting most to the iron B complex vitamins? I think it's probably the iron that you're reacting to. That's not psychic either. That just feels like but I feel like the B complex one feels like it's like so here's what I'll say is take iron at night. And make sure that you're eating enough fiber and drinking enough fluids with that one, but take that at night. Sometimes that can be hard on your tummy, so it's easier to take at night. The B complex, though, I feel like is like, I know that sounds weird, but like it's like a brand. Are you just getting it like at CVS or whatever? Like I don't know I don't even know where you are if you're in where they have CVS, but is it just like a store brand? Hi, Shar. I'll check in just a minute. Wait, you get allergy reactions from a practitioner? That's confusing. Are you getting I'll have to check, okay, Kishay? Hang on. Are you getting a brand, or are you getting like they give you the ones that you're supposed to have, like they're over the counter? Because sometimes even I found this one brand that I really like. It's Pure Encaps. I think it's called Pure Encapsulations. Let me look up what I like, the brand that I personally like. And it was a nutritionist recommended this brand to my friend. Let's see. I do have Swan Song and Char and Daniel. So you have to check out Spiritually Out of the Closet. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel and support him, as he is one of your fellow subscribers here, and kind of coming out of his own spiritual closet and showing you guys what he's up to. Swan Song, Char, and Daniel. Okay. It's not over the counter. I mean, it could be. So it's like, I keep seeing like the B complex, it's like feeling like it's not the actual vitamin that's the issue. It feels like something that's an additive in order to make the vitamin that's an issue for me. And the iron, I think, is just because it's hard on your stomach. They have something called slow FE, slow iron, and that might be a little bit easier for you to tolerate. Ask your doctor about that one. I don't know that that's psychic, if it's just kind of knowing a little bit about vitamins. But The B complex feels like it's something that's added in there that's an issue. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's the vitamin itself, it feels like an additive that's in it, maybe a dye or something? I don't know. Maybe ask the pharmacist, where you pick it up at to kind of, to look at rare side effects or to look at what like they'll say like the active ingredients and the inactive ingredients and see what the inactive ingredients are. There's something in there that's not agreeing with you. But I think the brand I'm thinking of is Pure Encapsulations. Um, you don't have to take vitamins I mean, you don't have to have a prescription for them. I don't know if it's just so you don't have to pay for them to get them through, your insurance, but um, Chatterbox, you're just perfectly on time. Everybody arrives perfectly when they're supposed to. You're not so late. Okay. It's from an allergist? Ask the allergist then if there's something in it or but that's just my thought is, you don't have to get them through, you don't like, just because the doctor prescribes them, you can say, "Hey, I feel weird when I take these ones. Can I find another brand or do something else?" That your doctors are willing to work with you, believe it or not. They can write you even for a different brand of vitamin for you to get it. But there may be something in that particular brand, something that, is an issue for you. Um, Maybe wherever it's derived from, the vitamins derived from, maybe I don't know. Again, it could be even just a dye or because I'm not looking at your pill, it's like hard for me. And I know intuitively I should get this, but it's like intuitively I get that it's like something with the color of it, like the color is sticking out to me right now. So there might be a dye in it that is creating an issue. It's happening with several vitamins. It's not I don't think it's the vitamins. So it's whatever the additive is that's in them. So it could be, if it's, look at the brand name. Is it the same brand name across the board? It could be something that they use in the process of making their vitamins. Um, but I truly don't believe it's the vitamin itself. I think it's like an additive that they use to formulate them. Hi, Regine. I am doing well. Okay. Ask the pharmacist because they have these big drug books that have a lot more information than what would be on the bottle. You can also go to the manufacturer's website, and they should have even a longer list. Maybe even it might not, they might have taken the insert out, but the insert has like there's always a really big insert that's with medications too. So there is something there that has other ingredients. It's not going to just be the vitamins because they have to find a way to bind them together. If it's a capsule, then it's whatever the codeine of the capsule is. There's always some other ingredient in there. Some vitamins even have talc in them. So there's always something else in there. Okay, Devry, Emily M, Emily F, I think is going to be at work again, so I'll answer hers. Phone. Oh, you are here. Welcome. um, You're having a hard time, Chatterbox? You can plug this in your browser. If you're on your phone, go into your browser and plug in, instead of clicking on it, just type in this. I'll say it while you're doing it. Are you on your phone? I know you're a little bit of a, there's like a little bit of a lag time, so this will get you. So go into your browser and type HTTPS. That's a colon // ANALISAMF as in Frank /5. You might be able to. I know with my YouTube, like sometimes you can have, but even if you go out of YouTube and go on and do that, I don't know. Okay, so I hope you figure it out, Chatterbox. Okay. Hi, Sean. Devry, are you here? Devry or Emily or Emily? And Emily, thank you for the validation. Okay, let's look at what's going on for the next 2 weeks. Your husband was okay, right? Just asking, like. Yes, okay, good. All right, so I keep getting shown your daughter, and it's that feeling of like catching my breath and being nervous, and like I see her being really crazy, and then I don't know if she's gonna be like. Do you have a glass table in your house, like a glass coffee table or a glass, like, because I see the glass like at this height, like around my head height, because I keep like looking, like I'm looking down at her kind of through the glass. Like I feel like maybe she runs into something and kind of falls, or um hi, Devry. Does your mom or sister have like a glass table or a glass something? I it just feels like, because I'm looking down through it, so I feel like it would be glass. I just feel like I don't like, I hate telling people like like something might happen. So the feeling I get is she's like hyper and acting crazy, and she runs into it and bumps or something, and I feel like it's on my lip. So you may have to make a trip to the emergency room. I hope I'm totally wrong about this, but you may have to make a trip. And it's just the feeling of she's going to be okay, and it's okay. So don't like panic, and like it's going to be okay. Like whatever it is, you have a high dining table, and that might be it. It just feels like I'm acting crazy and I see this, and like I run into it. So it might be like maybe she needs to like. I hope I'm so wrong about this. So I want you to come. I can't wait for you to come on in here and be like, you were wrong, sucker. But I just feel like 1 or 2 stitches, maybe even under the lip or something. Like I just feel like she's like gets really hyper, and like something happens in the next 2 weeks. So I hope I'm totally super wrong that they're showing me this, but like when I see her really excited, and it's just that's the feeling I get of like, oh, uh, oh no. Well, it might make it a third and 3 times a charm. So Emily said that this girl is super hyper and she's already done 2 trips to the ER with her. So I hope I'm 1,000% wrong. I really this is like one I absolutely want to be wrong on, but I just have feeling, but I sometimes when they show me the stuff, it's not for you to be like, but it's like, if you see it, it might look worse than it is. Okay. So not to panic and freak out that she's going to be okay. Okay. Like it's, always know bleeders, like, right. Any head injury, mouth injury, like it's just like, they just gush blood and they always look worse than they are. So, I just feel like if you see anything, like, don't panic and be like, "Ugh," like, I just feel like it'll be okay. Whatever it is, it'll be okay. Do you have a dog as well? Because it feels like maybe playing with the dog and acting crazy with the dog. You do have a dog. So it might be like something around that, like playing with the dog and getting crazy with the dog. And then I don't feel like the dog bites or anything like that, but it's like I'm focused on the dog, and so I forget that the table's there or this is there. Okay. So, um, but I feel like other than that, Thanksgiving will be okay. I wore a sweater tonight instead of like a whatever because I've just been so cold down here because I haven't gotten a new heater yet for down here. So, um, not that I should apologize for the sweater, but my daughter would probably be excited because it's like a bright color. I'm not wearing black or whatever. She always says I wear sad colors. I like to be emo. What can I say? Silver lining. Silver lining is it's gonna be okay. And I really do feel like also like everything with your husband, like, gonna be okay. I feel like he's sort of like got his head on now that he needs to do the up and up. Um, they may even promote your husband. I know that sounds like whatever, but I feel like at a point they may. So I don't know if it's like he's in charge of the store now, and then it may go up like to where he's in charge of a couple stores. I don't know, but I do see him like moving up the chain. Um, Devry, do you have a question? And then Emily F, Jeffrey, Emily F, Sandra, if you guys want to put your questions in. Debbie always like whenever she makes her payments, she always makes a little sweet message to me, something very nice and like or like a blessing. So thank you. I appreciate that, Debbie. And I spelled your name wrong. I'm sorry. I gave her the list and you're welcome. Does Raymond need me to know anything? I talk to him every so often about important stuff, but I don't know if he's responding. So I feel like I get the feeling like that he is, and I get like a ring in my right ear, like a little ringing, a quick ringing sound in my right ear. And there's something about he's showing me something about a tooth, but also something about like, I don't know if having like a different kind of piercing on your ear. Like there's those ones that I don't know. It's like it just feels like, but it's like highlighting this silver hoop. Does that make any sense, Avery? You get a ringing in your ear. So that's sort of his way of letting you know that he's like there is the ringing in your ear. But there's also something about an earring and there's something about a tooth. Does that make sense when I say those things? Can you validate that? It does make sense. Did he have a joke about like his mouth being where he's like invested his money or that being like worth a lot? Like, cause the way I don't think that he literally had a gold, like like, the way he's showing it to me is like a gold around the tooth and then a diamond in the middle, but I don't think that he literally had that. It's like but it was like a joke that, like, I'm gonna get all this and be like, "This is where my money's at." We're told as a spirit guide. Okay, there's some joke then about him having like, there's something about this stuff. Have you seen him, in a meditation at all? Or there's something he's going to there's something about the tooth and then this earring. So, this is gonna make sense to you at a point, and I don't know what it means. You're not gonna hear him, you're just gonna hear the high pitch ringing right now. Um, and it feels like it's just coming through that way, like that's like your higher self will connect with it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you're not gonna hear him. Maybe he's just saying ear ring, ear ring. There's something about so this tooth thing will make sense at a point, and I don't know why, but it will make sense to you. The other thing is, you'll instinctively know what it is his response is, but I would, when you're like, if you're uncertain, you always say, "Can you validate that for me? Show me with absolute certainty." Have the universe, come through with a sign with absolute certainty. Sandra wants to know, what do I see doing the next 3 months? Um, I keep seeing lots of books in boxes. Are you moving? Are you planning on moving? So there's something about packing books and boxes. Like I'm seeing like that's like very clearly like the size of a move, like you don't for like a book box, you're not gonna move a huge. Um, are you helping someone move? Is there something around there's something around a move? Packing things up, packing things up. So the chatterbox, what you should do is log out of YouTube and go into your browser, like do a copy and paste from because I've got it in the description too, or write it down, log out of YouTube, go into your browser and type it in what it says. You can also, um, oh, maybe you can't do that. You can Venmo me. I don't know if you have Venmo. This is my Venmo. Yeah, it didn't go. There's my Venmo if you can Venmo. You were helping someone move. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's a validation because I'm like, why do I keep seeing boxes and moving, boxes and moving? Okay. I don't see huge changes coming in. And they're sort of saying it's like I wish I could say like you're going to win the lottery, big job change or something like that. I don't see huge changes. It just feels like kind of working on myself, kind of helping others, trying to do things to help other people out, like helping somebody move to sort of shift my focus so I'm not thinking a lot about John or thinking about time wasted or the next one coming in, and sort of trying to focus on and heal myself. But I don't feel like they're not showing me travel or anything else. I feel like sort of like just like steady, staying the course, steady course. Um, it just feels like a lot of like just keeping busy, a lot of busy work, trying to keep busy. Yeah, it doesn't. So, oh, they're moving locations. Okay. Um, what's interesting is they didn't show me you wearing a mask. Are you diligent about wearing your mask? Or vigilant? Vigilant. That's what I want. You weren't. Ha! Okay. See how weird that is? Wear your mask, Sandra. Wear your mask. I don't care if you're healthy. You may carry it and share it with somebody who isn't healthy. You may have like just what you think is a cold or allergies, and actually have it and share it with other people. So I get that you may be totally healthy and you're not worried about your health, but you got to worry about other people's health. Okay, that's what it's for. It's not about I'm a really healthy person, and I still wear it because I want to protect other people. I'm not, and you can be really healthy and get it and go kaputs. There's plenty of people who have had that happen too. Wear your mask. That's it. Like, it's so easy. It's like, I'm a good driver, so I don't wear my seatbelt. What? I have a good body, so I don't wear shoes and a shirt in the store. Like, there's rules, like they're doing this because it's about public health. It's not about just you, okay? Sorry, I'm like that. Just having been a nurse, it just blows my mind that people make such a big stink about wearing a mask. It's not hard. My 3-year-old daughter wears it, and she's the cutest thing. She got out of the car the other day. I was like, "Where's your mask?" Because she usually wears it in the car, and she goes like this with her little eyes get all big. I was like, "It's okay. We're not near anyone. Let's put a mask on." Like it's to take care of other people too. It's just as much about taking care of yourself as it is about taking care of you. Okay? It's not there is no conspiracy that this is fake and it's not that bad. It's bad. I can tell you from the people that I used to work with in hospitals that are respiratory therapists, it's bad. And so there's a lot of people who get it are fine, but there are people who are going to get it that aren't going to be, and we need to protect everybody. It's not just about ourselves. um don't drink and drive, right? So it's not just about the usually in drunk driving cases, the driver who's drunk doesn't get hurt. They're killing other people. Like, so it's like, just do it for other people. I don't understand how it's so hard to wear a mask. I don't understand how someone thinks that's, and I'm not saying you're this way, Sandra. So like, but when people complain about it being against their civil liberties and all of that garbage, like it baffles me and it blows my mind because I don't know. Um, a lot of issues, and they're pregnant healthy people, right? So it's so not worth it. It's just not worth it. And when the doctors or nurses are getting sick, they're getting huge viral loads even with all everything. So but it's just protect everybody. Just protect everybody. Like, just it is. The healthcare system is completely collapsing. It is. And they're overwhelmed. They've got the National Guard going into El Paso because they can't deal with all of the dead people. They don't have the capacity to handle the number of people that are dying. And oh, that makes me really sad. And they're not really reporting the increase in fetal death, are they? Oh, So wear a mask, wear it for yourself, wear it for others. Oh, it's like, is it in Greece, that song? We do it for our country. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a connection. Um, just wear a mask. It's not hard. Wear a mask, wash your hands. If you don't feel good, stay home. I know that we're doing Girl Scouts, right? So we do it, but we do it outside. We're out in a field and it's a huge soccer field. And so all the girls are able to stay 6 feet apart. We all still wear our masks. I walk around crazy amount of times with hand sanitizer. I actually bought like a voice amplifier because my throat hurt from yelling through my mask to try and get the girls to hear us. And one of our leaders had to stay home because she was exposed. She had started back at school. She works in the school system, in a school system, and um, she thought she just had like, she didn't feel that terrible. She said she just like had sniffles, a little bit of a fever, and her husband thought he had allergies, and he's still getting over his a little bit, but they got it, and it wasn't that bad. And she's a really healthy person, and um, I do psychic reads. I don't do tarot. I do only tarot really for myself. And I use this deck. I really like this deck out of all the decks I've had. This is the one I like. So, but that's just for myself, and I read intuitively. Don't do any special anything. And otherwise it's just straight up psychic. Okay. I'll get off my platform now. Sorry. Just former nurse. So it really just like boggles my mind. Okay, Emily, you had asked what you could do to improve your confidence, because I really do think if they're going to show me that you're capable of, moving up and going back to school and all of that, then you're intelligent. That it's possible there, right? So we have to shift this is like all about manifesting, right? So first of all, you can do an easy one, which is you always start with, I'm a master manifester. I manifest things so easily. It just happens, right? Because that'll get you out of the mode of like, and you have to keep saying it, right? You keep thinking it all the time. Yeah, I am, Brittany. That'll get you out of the mode of thinking like, does this work? Or I don't know if I'm really good at this, right? You have to shift that thought process to first. So I'm a master manifester. I manifest super easily. Everything just comes to me. It just happens like that. And then you need to do the like, I'm smart enough. I'm talented enough. I'm driven enough. And you see it as if you already had it. So if you feel like more pulled to do like a naturopathic doctor line or NP, then it's like you introduce yourself to people as like, oh, what do you do? I'm a nurse practitioner. Oh, what do you do? I'm a naturopathic doctor. Like, and you say it as if you already are. So it starts to shift things. Like you have to remove the disbelief that it's even possible. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise, right? I'm wise, I'm smart, I'm capable, I'm kind, I'm driven. Um, okay, thanks, Isha. I'll look. I'll check in just a second, Steph. Can you ask a private question? Sure, that's fine, Deborah. Um, it's sort of about just shifting the mantra, because I keep feeling pulled towards mom sowing the seed of self-doubt. Like, it reminds me of like my father did this, where I was like, oh, I want to be a doctor. He's like, you're not going to be a doctor. Like, it was just like, he called me stupid, all kinds of crazy things. So, it's reprogramming what they told you and what they put in your mind. I have a running list, and it's just by whenever you paid, I just go through and put it down. So I'll recheck PayPal for you, Brittany. Okay. You didn't get that nurturing. So then that's what it's connected to, sowing the seed of not getting that. So it just feels like, and I'm sorry about your mother. I should pause and say that. But it just felt like connected to mom, not getting whatever I needed from mom. So that makes sense. I feel like, it really is just the I am. So, right? So we find ourselves a lot going, um, it can be something really simple, right? I'm a really forgetful person. Well, you don't have to be. You can just shift that mindset and it shifts everything. And I know it sounds strange, but um I really believe in manifesting. I've seen a lot of things come from it and from my thought process. Um it just feels like a saying like over and over. I'm capable of it. I'm fully confident and I'm wise. People seek out my knowledge. I'm driven to do this. The universe will bring me validation that this is the route that I'm supposed to go. If you look up Joseph Ally, sorry, Ally. I always say LA, but it's Ally, ALAI. I really like the way he teaches manifesting. Um, and he goes into more depth about ways to do that. Um, And it should be like a daily thing. Like I tell people to keep a journal, and he kind of says that too, where I have this is my manifesting journal. I have two of them actually. And I just write down I am a whole bunch of I ams, and then I go through occasionally and I start marking off the ones that have happened, right? Um I easily find balance. I am balanced, right? Because we need to be a balanced person. I have clarity about my life. Um uh I'm paid to help others find balance, right? So I am as if it's already happened, even if it hasn't, right? I am highly successful. Um, I am paid well for what I do. It's sort of like it's hard to do if you don't know exactly what you want in the end, but if you're shifting to find your confidence, it's really just reprogramming the things that we tell ourselves, right? So like you might tell yourself, I just always do this wrong, or I don't know, understand why I'm always this way. But see how it follows the I am. So then you change it to be from the negative, flip it to the positive. Hi, Am. Nice to see you. Does that make sense when I say that? Did you want any, like, or did you want a specific, like, more clarity, or do I see? Yeah, I do. So I see you. This is what's interesting. I see you like taking about 3 weeks time to really start to kind of work it and put it into like to like go, okay, maybe I should look at that stuff. Like this right now is me planting the seed for you, right? I'm planting the seed um and it'll take a little bit of time to marinate and to soak and kind of like sit in there. And I feel like it'll take about 3 weeks and you'll start looking into it. And then I feel like within 3 months it'll be something that you've put into practice, like where you become mindful about what you're thinking. When people talk about mindful living or mindful meditation, you hear that, which I think is silly. Um, it's really about your thoughts all the time. I'm constantly paying attention to my thoughts, and there'll be times where even I can hear my guides go, "Duh, duh, 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 and I'm like, oh, yeah, I better watch that because I'll create that if I'm not careful. Like your imagination, if you imagine a scene where it's going to be a struggle for you to get in, you're going to create that. So see yourself easily getting into school, see yourself being motivated to make these changes. Um, I am motivated to make the changes and heal myself in my life. I am motivated to find balance in my life. I am. So then that kind of puts you on the path to manifesting it as well, right? I am motivated to be conscious of my thoughts at every moment. It puts you on the path. It becomes in everything you're doing, where even where I find frustration and all of a sudden I go, oh, wait, I can manifest this. Why am I struggling with this? Um, uh, and I do it in every area. It's not just about financial success or career. It's finding peace within myself. It's even when we struggle as parents with connecting with some of our kids, or on the level that they need us to connect at. So I do it in every single area. Um, I really do keep feeling like you connect well with like young female adults. So, I wanna say that from the ages, like, 13 to 27 feels like, and I know that seems like a very wide range, but it just feels like you connect really well with that age range energetically, um, where the compassion that you have, um, lends to a vibration that they're sort of attracted to. So I was gonna say it's like, so 3 weeks time, 3 months time really kind of becoming, and in 6 months time, like really looking back and being like, I can't even believe how far I've come. Like it feels like a big jump fairly soon. I'm just looking at PayPal to see who's got what. I am not a robot. Um, Give me a second. So Regine, Isha times 2, and Swan Song, when she's up, she has 2. And Orin, Clairvoyance. And Emily and Brittany, I've got yours. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So I think that that's what will drive you to sort of like decide which direction you go, because I think it could be either or, and then sort of where you specialize. I got it, Charlie. Okay. Sandra asked her question. Tracy, Starry Sky, Allie, and Swan Song. Spirit message. Okay. So like your guides, Tracy? Sorry. So immediately the immediate feeling I'm getting is like the feeling of holding my breath. I'm holding my breath. And I don't feel like, because I was like, is this illness or is this no? It feels like emotionally holding my breath, like just holding my breath for life. And then I'm not really, it's that level of stress too that I need to remind myself to deep breathe. We all breathe enough to sustain life, or we'd not be here right now, right? But a lot of us don't breathe enough for our soul. Soul breathing, I like to call it. I don't know, it's kind of cheesy, but um so make sure in those moments where you feel just like completely tense, become aware of your physical being, right? This is the vehicle for your soul, and we need to take care of the vehicle for our soul. And first of all, look at it with gratitude, right? It's gotten you as far as it is. So instead of try to mentally, instead of noticing all the things that are wrong with it, the shape of it's not right, there's creaky, creaky joints or whatever it is. um, be really grateful for this body and these muscles and every part of it, the fat too, right? Every part of this body has gotten you to where you are right now, has survived the storms and gotten you through where you are. So show it a little love and gratitude, every day, right? If your plants react to energy and love and kindness or negative energy, whatever, they've done scientific studies on it, your body does this too. So make sure you're breathing, right? So deep breathing, it releases the tension in your muscles, and it helps kind of release the worry and the fear. It's like that feeling of always waiting for the other shoe to drop and wondering when that's gonna happen, like, sort of like I grew up in such chaos and I was in a home of such chaos that when things are chaotic, I feel okay, but everything's sort of not chaotic right now, and so I'm just waiting for something to fall apart. You're welcome, Emily. So there's sort of like just breathe and relax and learn to enjoy the calm. Learn to find peace within the calm instead of feeling like something's going to go wrong because sometimes you draw that in because you draw the drama in, right? Because not that you like it, right? But we're comfortable with what we know. And they're sort of saying, like, get comfortable in the calm. It's okay to enjoy that. They're also making me feel like to remind you that, you're in control now. You're the adult now. You're in control. And I also feel like I don't know if you just recently left a relationship that was pretty rocky, but it's just that feeling of like you're on your own now, or it's just like you're not going to have this outside chaos coming in. I also feel like, are you having headaches a little bit, just like tension, stress headaches? Because I feel like the breathing would really help that as well. I also feel tight jaw and tight. I feel tight between my scapulas, like really tight upper back. Yeah, the breathing, like the consciously breathing and being aware of it and doing that deep breathing, it's you whatever numbers you choose, it's always like twice as long breathing out as you would in, and you always want to breathe in your nose and out your mouth. So if you're going to breathe in for a count of 3, breathe out for a count of 6. Breathe in for 4, breathe out for 8. But consciously doing this and relaxing. Yeah. For your back pain, they're making me feel like that actually might be like an arch issue, like needing to stretch. So take it's like it's like your feet are so important and people forget their feet so much. So take a tennis ball and roll a tennis ball under the arch of your feet, and also do where you stretch your toes. So you can stretch your toes by like sitting on your, you sit on your knees, but you kind of, I'm using my toes. It's because you don't want to see my feet right now. You know me. So, like, say these are your toes, right? You're gonna sit back on your heels, but with your toes kind of underneath you. And you might not be able to do it very long at first, and that's okay. Just like a little bit, if you can only do like 5 seconds or something, then like kind of come off of them and wiggle your toes and like kind of go back up for another 5 seconds or whatever. But eventually you'll start stretching them out. The more I rolled my feet and did that, like I can sit on my toes now pretty easily. My large toes I still need to stretch more, um, but it feels like kind of like caring for yourself from the ground up, will be really helpful. And I think that that's also metaphorically speaking, like you have to kind of rebuild from the ground up, rebuild your foundation of what safe is and what healthy is. And that will help the feeling of like being able to kind of relax a little bit. Okay, Starry Sky, Alley, Swan Song. You're welcome, Tracy. Sure, Starry Sky. The very first thing I heard was your brother's doing better. Does that make sense? And I actually feel like a weight released from your chest from this happening. Like you feel relaxed, like it feels like you feel like it's gonna be okay now. They're making me feel like you felt a lot of responsibility for him. Like you feel a lot of responsibility for a lot of the people around you as if it's your job to hold everybody up. And they're kind of reminding you that it's not, and that it's okay to let people like kind of go and sink or swim to see if they sink or swim. Um, oh my God, I have time for you, Dan. No problem. Are you kidding? um, I've just got you a little bit further down the list, but I have time for you. You're right after Swan Song, then Shar, then you. So it just feels like learning to be okay, Starry Sky, with like letting people sink or swim and knowing that it's not your responsibility to hold them up. That you can still be a helper without feeling the need to save and rescue all the time. And it's okay to wait for people to ask you for help than just so like nurses, we get into this like hole, right? Where we learn to be ahead of what our patient needs, right? Either because we have so many patients that we like have to sort of anticipate when they're going to need pain meds, when they're going to need this, when they're going to need that, because you wouldn't be able to get through your shift if you were constantly like, "Ah," right? So you learn to anticipate people's needs and you do stuff for them before, because not just because you don't think they're capable or whatever, but because it also makes your job easier and your life easier to anticipate what's going on. Um, but that also can create, if you then bring that home to your personal life, and you become codependent in a way, and like trying to anticipate somebody's needs or do something nice for them or whatever. Like you're like, oh, well, I'll do this because I know they're struggling, and then you kind of start to become like, well, I do all this stuff and nobody realizes it or appreciates it or anything like that. And so, wait, you don't? Wait, what? What do you mean? Nope, we don't. You don't anticipate people's needs? I'm confused. Sorry. Um, I was like that as a nurse. Sorry. So, but it can lead to codependence at home. Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, wait, what? I don't understand. So, but it can lead to codependence in your private relationships. So, and when you're codependent, it's not that you're like this weak, like, oh, I can't. Like, it's like you're just in this mindset of doing for others and helping others. And so it just feels like it's okay to wait for somebody to ask for help. And it doesn't mean that you're not a good person or you're not being kind or caring. Um, all right, Allie, are you here? Swan Song, you're up. Go ahead and ask your two questions. And Shar. Hello. You can know about your future husband. I heard the very first thing I heard was it's about 4 years out yet. Are you drinking enough water? Because I just got really super dizzy. Oh, you're welcome, Starry Sky. Are you drinking enough water? I also feel like whatever he does, like I don't wear a suit or a uniform to work but I see him wearing like, I don't know, maybe he's in construction or I don't know, maybe not, but it's like but he doesn't look dirty like he's in the field. He might be in a general manager or a, whatever contractor's office. Either that or he does something where whatever they do, they don't have to dress like up. Like a lot of, like a lot of the newer tech type companies, they don't dress up, but I feel like he's paid well for whatever he does. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and close the list after that. Guys, like, subscribe, share me, because when I started asking for payments so that then I can donate, my numbers just kind of went Uh, no, I actually feel like wearing jeans, but like casual, like jeans, and a nice button-up shirt and maybe a belt, leather shoes, not tennis shoes. Thank you, Kay. Um, I just feel like, whatever it is I do, it's more laid back. So it's like I'm not an attorney always having to wear a suit to work. I don't feel like finance at all. Ugh. Sorry if you're in finance. I just don't feel like that pressure of Wall Street. Um, Thank you, Susie. Um, so I will leave you with that. Swan song, where are you at? Oh, Keisha, I'll have to get you in a minute. You're welcome, Allie. Oh, you're Keisha, you are Swan Song. Sorry. Gosh. Sorry. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. Will Roland reach out soon and fix our friendship? I've been experiencing increased ringing in my left ear. Any messages from my spirit guides? Okay, got it. I got you. I got you. Okay. Hang on one more time. I'll just check my PayPal. Okay, well, Roland. Wait, did you say Roland? I just want to make sure I have it. Yeah, Roland. Okay. So, okay, I have Kay and Lizette as well. And that's it. So I feel you will, but it's like weird. They're showing me like oozy, like he oozes his way back in. So it feels like however he does it, it's not like a direct, like, hey, let's fix this. It's like either going through somebody else or using another reason to contact you. Like he doesn't have the cojones to like just contact you and deal with it. Um, and I still feel like even when he does, it feels like not wanting to fully own it, right? You know, when someone goes, well, I did it, but it was just because, and they give you all these reasons, and you're like, just stop with I'm sorry. I'm good with I'm sorry. I don't need like then when you turn into like why and excusing everything. So it feels like he's trying to excuse the bad behavior. But that's how I feel. And I don't feel like it's that far out. So it feels like maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I'm getting 2 to 3. So I want to say 2 to 3 weeks, but it could be 2 months, but I don't feel like it'll be that long because it doesn't feel like it's that far out. But again, it just feels like slinking my way back in. And then the other question you had was the ringing in your ears and the messages from your guides. I'm also kind of kicking around, by the way, either like at some point, I don't know if it's going to be for the month of December or how I'm going to do it, but I am going to for around the holidays, up the amount that I'm donating to the food bank of New Jersey because I found out. So our zoo, which is right by my house, the Turtleback Zoo in Essex County, normally every year they have like they do lights in the like all throughout the zoo, and then people come and they get to go in for free, but they encourage people to bring donations, and all those donations go to the food bank, but they're not doing that this year because of COVID. So I figured maybe I could help a little bit by giving more from what I make here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do it the whole month and up it to 50% or maybe just do all of it. I haven't really decided how I'm going to do it. I'm going to kind of ask my guides for what I want to do, but I'm letting you guys know that. So there's that. Okay. So your message from your guides. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what. I don't know what this song is. I keep hearing this song. I'm just try and find it. Okay. Okay, well, first of all, awesome that a Supertramp song just got into my head. Let me see if that's what it is. No, this isn't it. Sorry. Uh, oh, forget it. I don't know what they're trying to tell me. Maybe it is. Wait, let me see. Oh, okay. You aren't going to hear my singing voice tonight. Okay, let me just ask for different clarity. Have you been procrastinating a little bit lately? Because I just, it's like needing to like, I've been avoiding. I actually feel like it's on something I'm up like big that I'm planning for my own like career type journey thing as like my goals in life. And it feels like I'm procrastinating and I'm sort of avoiding it. And it feels because I heard one of your guides reminds me of like the way a grandmother would be like, she needs to get like with this all this attitude, like she needs to get her act together. Da, 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 da. And I was like, all right. And then it was like just going, and I couldn't really understand what they were saying, but it's just that feeling of stop procrastinating, stop procrastinating. Um, so maybe it's about like learning to like sort of focus in on your when I just read the thing about ringing your focus on learning to focus in on developing your own intuition. They're sort of like just you just need to like shift it a little bit. So the song I heard is you give a little bit of my life for you. I really can't sing. I really need like a backing track. I think that would help me. Um sorry. It just feels like that need to like kind of just do a little bit to shift what you're doing. And you'll get moving and move forward. It's not you don't have to put all of it into it. And there's a lot of self-doubt you're sort of sowing within yourself, and, like, I if you're capable of doing it, if you can do it, and they're sort of like, "Just do a little bit, and you'll start to see change and growth and movement, and then it'll propel you forward to do more." Hi, Duchess. Welcome to s nice to see you. Your business, okay. It just feels like just do a little bit and it'll move. Uh, you're welcome. Shar and Daniel, if you wanna go, and Regine. Shar, Daniel, and Regine. You're welcome, Kishay. Shar, Daniel, and Regine. Okay. Feeling kind of lost and confused lately about my future with school and career goals. Any message from guides in general? Love reading. Oh, let me just double check that I got two payments from you. Um, come on. Oh, yep, I did. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I got the message last night. Just told me the word luck. This means I have for a wedding right. I'll take some of that winning lottery ticket. You wanna know a manifesting thing you can do is, like, anytime I buy a scratch off, I win money. Just happens. I don't know how. So, like, those are funny little manifesting things because a lot of us are like, it's hard to imagine winning like a gigantic lottery, but anytime I win a scratch off, I win money. And like, it doesn't have to be anything. Um, I also like the other thing is acknowledge when you are bringing stuff in. So if you're like, the universe just brings me money all the time, or I easily come into money, like acknowledge the little things that show up. So finding a dollar bill on the ground, finding a penny on the ground, right? It's money. So when you're doing your manifesting, acknowledge all parts of how the universe brings things to you. Or if you're manifesting to open up your clairaudience and you hear like just a hello, don't be like, oh, that's it. Like, be like, yeah, because you weren't doing that yesterday. So acknowledge all of it. Okay, sorry, Shar. So lost and confused about my future with school and career goals. I'm like, "What?" I felt like I'm in a void. Like, I felt like in a room and like a void. It's just like there's nothing. I'm like, "All right, guys." And it's like, it's really just her choice and her saying that she is. Again, it's the I am, right? I am really lost. I have clarity. I'm completely clear. Even if you don't believe it, you start to draw it in and you draw in the clarity with it. Um, um, And I really feel like it's only your fear that's stopping you because I keep hearing the questions like, what if I'm not successful? Or what if I don't like it? Or what if it's all these like what ifs instead of just going, look, I'm just gonna like push myself forward because otherwise you're gonna be where you're at right now. What is your confusion? And the thing with love is interesting because they're like, how does she expect to find love if she doesn't put herself out there? The career you choose will not be too much on your mental health. Look, here's another thing you can do. Ask for validation that the career is the one that you should be doing, right? So then it'll come in different ways. Someone will start talking about it. You'll start overhearing a stranger talking about that specific career. Um, it'll come in all different ways, or you'll start seeing things pop up, ads, whatever, for the schooling for it. When you ask for validation. The other thing is like this is the best example I can give of this is like when people go, well, how do I know if it's from God or whatever you want to call universe, whatever nomenclature thing you pick to name it? Um, how do I know? Right. So when people like talk about all this QAnon crap, well, how do you know there's all these spiritual people that follow? Well, I can tell you because whenever I read certain ideas or theories, even on different topics, if my solar plexus gets tight, like it feels like it just grinds to a halt, I'm like, mm-mm, that's not, or the minute I feel fear or any kind of lower level negative energy behind it, I'm like, that's not real. That's not a God. Um, so it's like if you feel that tightness around it, or it feels like that nagging, like I really shouldn't be doing this, trust that I really shouldn't be doing this versus I'm just afraid I'm not going to like it or I can't handle it. One, you're perfectly capable of handling it. You are a powerful being. Um, if it's of God, even if it's bad news, it's still totally calm and okay. Like me finding out, like when I was with my friend of and I were driving back from, she lived in, her family was from Madison. We went to school in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and we were driving like I was going to catch a ride to Milwaukee from there. But she, I saw ahead of us about, I don't know, 3 football fields away. What is that? 300 yards. I'm such a sports nut, what can I say? Um, about 300 yards, and it was like, "You're gonna fly off the highway, you're gonna hit a patch of ice and fly off the highway under the overpass." And I was like, "Well, okay, cool." And even when it was happening, I felt like I was in a total bubble, like, "Okay," I was like, "Whatever you do, don't oversteer. Whatever you do, don't brake." Like, and she's, like, doing everything I was saying not to do. But it was very calm, so no matter what it is, that, like, when you're coming from that place of fear of, like, that's your ego. That's a lower level thing that is not higher, energy. But you're perfectly capable. There's no reason that you can't do what you're doing other than your own fear blocking you. And the other thing about the love is I just feel like it's like, put yourself out there for God's sake. Like, they wanna bring you love. Um, so there it feels like in 2 to 3 months, maybe I start dating someone, and then something I don't know if it's that, like, something more significant in 2 to 3 years comes along, or if it's the same person that sort of, like, levels up there, but it's like the 2 to 3, 2 to 3. So I'm gonna look at that. Daniel, you wanna know about this luck thing, so let's look at this. I literally heard it. It was funny, I heard. You know how in, Aladdin, how, what's his name? Oh my god. Who does the genie's voice in Aladdin? The original Aladdin. Um, oh, Eva, I'm gonna refund your money because the list is closed. So I can't keep taking people on, but also I'll refund your money, okay? Yes, Robin Williams. So Robin Williams is big powers, itty bitty living space. Like that's what I heard. Itty bitty. I'll refund your money. Let me do that now. But come back next week. I'm here every Sunday night, and I don't see yours up here anyway yet. We'll find it. We'll see. Um, okay. Isha, okay, so Daniel, luck. Okay, why are you hearing luck? So part of it is that your earshot, like your clairaudience is opening up. So one, acknowledge like the big yay, you heard something, you heard it clearly. And it's just like it's like sort of that like luck is on your side. Um, like not to doubt yourself so much and not to feel like not to try and push so hard for something, to just like let it flow and let it go a little bit easier and trust that the universe is sort of going to move it along. But when you're pushing, it's sort of like pushing against the current versus just going with it. And they're saying with your clairaudience, make sure that you're doing it, you're listening for it. You're not expecting it to be just always hearing something out of your outside of you, that it's going to be, um, again, the subtle things. I keep hearing that Frank Sinatra song, The Luck Be a Lady. Regine wants to know about her future husband. Isha, then go ahead, put yours, or in clairvoyance, put in yours. You're welcome. Lottery would be cool, right? Listen, someone's got to win it. Okay, Regine wants to know about her future husband. I keep feeling like he has this, like, bigger energy about him, so he may actually physically be a larger man, and I don't mean, like but I just mean, like, I feel like he has a very large frame, um, and I feel like it's funny, like, he'll get like, there's some people who are when you I mostly see it with men, right? But, I guess some women can be this way too, where they just have this demeanor that's, like, very intimidating, but then really they're just, like, the softest, like, nicest. Because it's like I see this really serious face and then this huge smile, big white, grin, white teeth, and, like, just laughing, like, having the softness and the sweetness about him, but it's, like, appearing at first to be something that he's not. So I think that that's sort of like what they're showing is, like, he'll maybe you won't read him right at first and you'll think he's one way, and then it turns out he's really just this really nice, soft, wishy guy. Sorry. Oh, wait, I was right about you going to the Caribbean. Okay, Isha says you were right about me going to the Caribbean for med school, applying in December, so I'm probably going next year. Any advice for you? Wait, you decided? I thought that's not the way you wanted to go. You're welcome, Regine. I thought you were like, no. Mm-mm. Okay. Um, Good for you. So I feel like it's sort of like, um, take your time, you're gonna feel like a fish out of water, but the feeling I get is that you're gonna have a better sense of like of yourself and your skills when you get out. You're gonna feel more confident than say a first year resident would be had they gone to school in Canada or the United States. Um, you're going to get an experience that you wouldn't get otherwise. So don't discount it. So when I went to nursing school, I actually got my associate's degree and I felt like I constantly questioned myself, like if I was as good as the other nurses. And the school I went to was great. They really taught us well. We had higher standards for grades. And when I got out and I was working at a top tier hospital, I was working at Texas Children's Hospital, and I would train students. I would work with students, and I was always like very concerned about some of the university students and their ability to do bedside nursing because they were like one of them. I was like, "Have you ever changed a diaper?" Because I was in the NICU, and she was like, I was like, "Did you do your nursing home rotation yet? Did you work with anybody?" It was just I don't know, there was just common sense stuff that sort of, like, seemed to miss them. Not all, so I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying, like, don't feel like you're getting less just because you're going there, because I actually feel like you're gonna get a really, really great education, and, in some ways better because, um, I feel like you're just gonna get to do more. It's also the feeling of feeling like a fish out of water, like, just culturally and around that, but I feel like you're gonna really enjoy being in the Caribbean. Um, I think that's the biggest advice is really, like, don't feel like somehow you're getting less because 'cause you're not, and really just have confidence in yourself and don't feel like, "Oh, I'm not smart enough." Like, maybe they're taking you on this path for a reason to have a specific experience in order to decide, like, to go into a certain specialty, like, there's a reason that everything happens. I really believe that, and maybe that experience, you wouldn't have had it had you stayed in Canada or the United States. Um, maybe you need to be a little uncomfortable in order to grow. So send it on its way, Steph. She's saying she senses a spirit in her room and she feels like it's draining her. So send it on its way. So you surround it with white light, with pink light for love, with you can do a violet flame for Saint Germain's violet flame, and green light for healing, and send it with gratitude for making itself aware to you, and that it, you don't really need it there, and you just like it to leave. Send it and ask. You can ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, and Gabriel helps with communication, Raphael with healing, Michael is protection, and Archangel Raphael, Chamuel, who's love. Just send it and be transmuted into the light. That's usually the easiest way to do it. And then Isha, what was the second question you had? And Orin Clairvoyance, you're up. I sort of like, I know you're, the spiritual defenses is one way. I try to look at it as not being a defensive, because I try to remind you that you are a powerful being. And remember that this is our plane of existence to have the experience. So like even on the show that I did last week with Tony, someone asked about, like, do the spirits, are they happy with me being in my home? Like, I guess she felt something. I was kind of like, your home, set your boundaries, and it's okay to do that. And the reality is spirit energy is much more respectful of boundaries than the living are. So it's easier to set boundaries with them. Okay, so Isha, second question, is there anything I need to know about my connection with Akshay? No, it just feels like there's still a cord between the two of you. So you can do cord cutting. You can look on you can look on YouTube, where we're at right now, right? I'm sure somebody has a cord cutting visualization. I always say, just, I imagine everything always like a medical thing. So if there's an energetic cord that ties you to somebody, you remove it from yourself, and then you fill it with white light and with love, and send it to them, and gratitude that connection was there, that it's no longer needed anymore. And you're releasing that need in all directions of time, space, and existence. And then you fill yourself with green light. So that's your healing, right? So imagine filling this wound in your stomach area, heart area, with green light. And then I always like seal it off with a white light. And you might have to do that a few times, but that's really all I feel for that one. Do I have manifestation videos, or how to communicate with? Wait, without the guides? I don't have any manifestation videos, but I do want to start. And I know I keep saying this, like, oh, I want to do this, but like virtual schooling turned out to be a lot more work than I thought I was going to have. So my goals are, at some point, it might have to be post-COVID, I don't know. At some point I'd like to have psychic development like groups, like where I have maybe a group of 10 people and we meet once every 2 weeks, and I work on helping you guys develop. It's sort of like a psychic development circle, but since it'll be on Zoom, it won't be a circle. And I'd like to start doing some manifestation stuff. I like doing it on a personal level though, because I feel like the videos are great, but everybody has this like, where I'll hear people, I'm like, you just tweak that just a little bit, and it'll really work on you. To communicate with your guides. You can do my video. I have a meditation video for connecting with a loved one or a guide. I would do that. The hugest thing for any psychic intuitive connection, whether you're doing it because really connecting with whatever you're connecting with, animals, loved ones that have crossed over, your guides, it's all the same energy. We all have a spark in within us, right? So it's all the same energy. Certain energies feel a little bit more distant than others, but your guides are usually pretty loud and comfortable. Um, know that it's not going to happen the way you expect it to happen. So throw out all of your expectations and just be open. Know that it's much more subtle than you would think. And at first, it's like a game of 20 questions. Did you mean this? Did you mean that? Did you mean this? Like before you learn your language or whatever. And the other part of it is ask for validation. Like if I'm connecting with them and I'm not sure, show me something somewhere, and the universe will bring you a validation that you're connecting with them. I really I really want to have them because it's I'm mentoring people right now, a couple of people right now, and I'm really enjoying it, and they're really like having some big growth, and they seem to be really enjoying it. So I want to keep doing that. And I meet with them once a month, and then we email in between the time, but we meet once a month for an actual, exercises and stuff. Orin clairvoyance. I need to keep moving though. Orin clairvoyance. I don't feel like it's unfinished. I think the only unfinished part is actually like cutting the cord and being done with it, because it doesn't feel like we're supposed to get back together, or there's some loose ends to tie up or anything like that. It feels like needing to actually cut the cord because there's like a psychic connection there still. Orin clairvoyance, you're up. Emily M, if you have another one, Brittany K, and Lizeth. Any of you want to jump in here? But check out Dan's video. I was told this coming April I'll be opening up to my mediumship. How will life be? Oh, so so just because you're opening up doesn't mean like, oh my God, now I'm going to be hearing people all over the place, and I'm going to be seeing people, and I'm going to be like, it's still, even as you're opening up, it's still a slow process, right? It's not just like, right? So I didn't even know I was doing mediumship at a point. And then when I started opening up, it was a slow process. It wasn't like, and same thing with your psychic intuition, right? It's not like all of a sudden I was going to wake up where I'm at now. 8 years ago, I would have been way overwhelmed. So just know that it'll happen slowly. It's not going to be something that's going to be super overwhelming. And it's not going to be much different. I got to be honest with you. It's like like you'll get information about people and about things, but it's like from grandma instead of from their guides. It's not really that much different. Some people like one of the people I'm mentoring said she preferred to do the mediumship because she felt like it was like where I had her do a reading on someone who was alive versus people who had crossed over. And she preferred that because she felt like it was less intrusive. She felt like she wasn't crossing boundaries that she shouldn't. You'll get symbols. You'll hear them, but not like outside your head. That takes a while to get comfortable to that point. It'll be like in your head and not necessarily a different voice. I feel like it's going to be a lot of feelings for you. They're going to come through a lot through your clairsentience, like of feeling what it feels like, and then images in your head more so than clairaudience. You'll get back to the clairaudience, but I feel like that's like hearing them outside of your head. But feels like a little bit further down. It feels like kind of easing my way in. So Orin, Claire, oh, here's Brittany. Okay. You're welcome, Kay. With Melissa and I reckon, well, we met on Match, talked almost a year before. Be closer to her, but then her ex came back in the picture. Yeah, Nicole, I do have information about the mentoring on my website. Um, and on the website, it says to do I'll do the meetings every 2 weeks. I actually need to update that because it actually works really well to just do it once a month where we meet once a month and then, kind of email back and forth, once a week or so, depending on, if you have questions your way, you can obviously shoot them my way, but I check in with them once a week, um, and kind of give them tips on how to connect in while we're not together. Um, but yeah, I have it on there every 2 weeks, but I actually think the once a month so I need to edit that. But yeah, it's on my website. Um, okay, sorry. Thanks, Nicole. Nicola. um, So, Brittany, I'm not a big fan of the whole twin flame theory. Like, that's not something so I get when you say that you feel like it's a twin flame, but like my interpretation of a twin flame, and maybe I'm wrong about this, is like, I genuinely feel like it was someone who came up with the idea when they were, like, not able to connect emotionally and, like, having such a struggle and, like, wanting to find a reason for it instead of, like, owning the fact that they both had, like, these dysfunctional behavioral patterns and, like, their own past trauma and, like, not wanting to deal with it. That's, like, I feel like the original person, and then everybody just, like, went off with, like, "Yes, this is my twin flame because we struggle, but we're so much alike." Like, so I'm not a big, like, proponent of twin flame idea. Do I think that we have soul families and people that we connect with more than others because of those connections? Yes. But I don't think that there's this like our soul split kind of thing. That it just doesn't resonate with me. Could I be wrong? Sure, but it just doesn't resonate with me. Um, so here's what I will say then about that. I do think that you genuinely had a connection with her. And my feeling is that she also has a lot of past trauma that, being fully emotionally connected to somebody and being in a full mature relationship is, beyond scary. And I feel like her ex actually they have a very dysfunctional, and mentally abusive relationship. Like, I feel like that person is, I would probably narcissistic leaning towards. And there's a lot of, like, mental mind games. But and as unhealthy as that is, it just feels like it felt safer to her than being in a mature, healthy relationship. I saw that, Devery. I'll look at it later, okay? Does that make sense, Brittany, when I say that? Or do you connect with that at all? The other feeling I get is I don't feel like you getting back together with her, but I do actually feel like you meeting somebody where you're at now, and that had you not moved there, you wouldn't meet this person. Because I feel like this person wouldn't have been like, the opportunity wouldn't have been there. I know, and I do know you. I mean, it's like I know you love her, and I do feel like she really did care for you, but again, it feels like this is real, this is scary, and it was, like, so much of a connection, it actually scared her. It's that, like, rather being with something unhealthy because that's what I'm used to, and somebody who treats me terrible because that's what I grew up with, versus having a healthier relationship, like, that was actually really scary. Does that make sense? Or do you resonate with that? Do you know about her ex at all? Did she ever tell you about her ex? And it does suck, and I'm really sorry, and I'm not trying to be dismissive of that, but I do feel like the reason that you're supposed to be there is to meet this other person that wouldn't have been open to somebody living 600 miles away, and then, "Oh my god, what if they move for me?" kinda thing. She told me yeah, well, I think she's more than immature. The ex, I feel like the ex is, like there's, like, narcissistic kind of, like, mental mind games going on. She may not be aware that that's what's going on, it's just that's the feeling I get. It's like there's manipulation, mental manipulation going on and things like that with her. I'm sorry. But I feel like in the end, it's like sort of a blessing in disguise and that there's a reason that you're supposed to be there, and I do feel like you'll end up meeting this other person, and she'll be more of a fit for you. Abused people do look for chaos. You're leaving back Michigan in August. Um, you may not be going back to Michigan. I think you may meet somebody before then. Orin clairvoyance, and then Lizeth, if you want to post your questions, and then Emily, I'll answer yours. Um, oh, Susie 99 is Elizabeth, and then Orin clairvoyance. I think that therapy is the best thing that you could do for yourself. Um, Sometimes it's really like we have to be in a really painful situation in order to finally like do something like that for ourselves. And therapy is a gift. And I think like everybody should go. I think it's like such a gift to give to yourself to like have a different perspective. I was very lucky. Um, and when I went, I was sort of in crisis and like, like dealing with childhood trauma and or finally dealing with childhood trauma. And I got the best therapist. She was so amazing. She was perfect. And even when I stopped going to therapy, because there was a point where she's like, "Why are you coming to me still?" I was like, "Because I just really like having you to talk to." Um, I still found myself growing afterwards because she really gave me the tools to like for what I needed to do to heal. So, oh, Steph G is okay. Thank you, Steph G. So if you want to ask your question, so I think that that's a really good gift to give yourself. I feel like there's someone else there for you, and I feel like that's actually the reason you were brought there. So maybe at a point you'll be open to meeting somebody new, which I think you will be, and it just might keep you there. I was just sending you a little bit of love and energy. It's too late for a reading, Shay, but I am here every Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you have to adjust that to wherever you're at, and come back. So I'm just finishing up the last few questions. So Emily wanted to know, I do feel like you're on a huge spiritual awakening and opening. I do feel like you're opening up your clairaudience and your clairvoyance and your claircognizance too. It's like sort of just knowing and connecting. Um, it's like they're showing me like taking off like the Velcro suit. I don't know, like think about those big, I don't know why it's Velcro, but it's not an armor. It's not like metal. It's like this Velcro suit you're taking off. like they said, peeling it off in stages and in levels. Um, and I asked about like how will this affect your marriage and where will this go? And it's sort of like he's actually going to go with it. Okay, like it's actually going to heal some of the stuff and the struggles. Everybody's marriage is like has issues, right? Nobody's perfect, but it does feel like it's going to really heal, and he'll kind of grow with you rather than growing apart and being like whatever. Um, and I feel like your grandmother is around you, and she's going to sort of start making herself unknown, and your husband's brother as well. Shame about what, Allie? Maybe you don't have to say that on here. I don't want you to like divulge too much, but therapists have heard it all. They've heard a lot, so I'm pretty sure that there's nothing to be ashamed of. Um, Nobody's perfect, right? And being able to kind of recognize that, like, even when you grow up in abusive things, it doesn't mean that you're perfect and that you do everything perfect all the time. I think that's one reason why I was able to like propel forward in my own therapy, was because I was able to recognize, okay, well, here's what I do. Here's how I contribute. What do I need to do to work on me and my own patterns of communication and things like that, versus, well, it's all him, or it's all this person, or it's all that person, right? So I was willing to look at where I needed to heal because of other stuff. It's very exciting, Emily. Okay, Steph G. Oh, that was you who had the spirit in your room question. Okay. I answered it quick, and I was like, because I didn't realize it was me. Yeah, I just feel like I didn't mean to be so like um uh flippant about it. I just feel like you can send it on its way if it feels like it's draining you. Um Even lower level energies can appear different ways to us. Um So they don't have to necessarily appear like big black clouds. Yeah, I would just send it on its way. Okay, Lizbeth. Oh, Susie 99. I'm interested in a new guy called Bilal. I'm curious to know if he likes you back, or should I let him go? I feel like he's not very serious. So is he sort of I don't want to say like a clown, but is he sort of like somebody that jokes around a lot? Because I don't get like big fireworks. I'm serious. I'm moving towards. I just feel like kind of a little immature, not a bad guy, like not mean or trying to take advantage of anybody, but just a little bit has a lot of room for growth, I should say. Yeah. Um, does that make sense, Susie 99? You're welcome, Allie. That could be, but it could also be this guy's energy, because I asked specifically about Bilal, the name. And it's just the feeling I get, and I'm happy to be wrong. I will always tell people I'm happy to be wrong. The feeling I get is like sort of not very grown up, um, kind of likes to joke around a little bit. He just kind of reminds me of some of the guys that I grew up with that were like, it took them a while to settle down and like like Um, they liked their time out with the guys. They liked to date, but they didn't want to be really serious. So it's like it's not that I don't think that he doesn't like you. I think he does like you, but I also think he tends to lose interest quickly. Yes. As soon as I read that as something better coming, I heard yes. So, so it's not that I think he's a bad person or that he isn't interested. I just think he loses interest quickly. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Devery, I will get back to you in a minute. I am done for the evening. I am Annalisa. This is my spiritual friend. I do private readings. If you want to contact me, the link is in the description of this video. My website is myspiritualfriend.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm here every Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I really enjoy the community and the people that are here. I know some people just come to watch and sometimes comment. But I really do enjoy sharing my gifts with you. And 30% of the money that I earn here, I've been donating to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. There are a lot of families in need right now. And if I can help them, I would like to do that. And plus, a little bit of money goes a long way there. So that's pretty cool too. Um, if you are in the United States, happiest Thanksgiving this week. Don't overdo it. Don't visit a million people. Stay home. Wear your damn mask. Have a wonderful night. Healthcare workers, nurses, all of you out there, please take care of yourself. Make sure that you're taking time to center yourself and ground yourself, and release all of that stuff out to your guides and your angels. It's a lot right now. All right. And I was back in March, I said that they would have a vaccine, and by the end of the year, they would start distributing to the high risk and healthcare workers. And it looks like I was right about that. And I thought by the middle of next year, the stock markets would start to settle out. So hang in there, everybody. Lots and lots of love this week, and I will see you next week.